Howdy, y'all. Thank you for joining us today for this playthrough. It is Ant-Man. I really enjoyed playing him, so we're going to be playing with Scott Lang / Ant-Man. This is one of the fold-out... Which way is it fold-out? There we go. One of the fold-out characters. Yeah, and I built it as leadership. Alright, I think I've shuffled this enough now. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. And we start out in alter ego form as Scott Lang. We start out with 12 hit points. And, well, wherever. Somewhere in there. Alright. And we start out with a hand size of 6. So, we'll draw 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we start out and we're going to be Ant-Man, and we're going against Ultron. It is going to be stage 1 and stage 2 of Ultron. I did do this as a randomizer, so I am not doing the normal setup that it tells you to do here. I randomized, it came up with, it was a, what came into it? Of course, it's the Ultron that mixes in. I already mixed in Scott Lang's obligation, which is the care for Cassie. I can't think of what they're called. They came with the Kang deck. It's the, I guess I can just look real fast because I'm going to be shuffling anyways. Anachronauts. And what was the other thing? Anachronauts and Goblin gimmicks. So Ultron's using Green Goblin's gimmicks or whatever the stuff. So that's kind of what's going on in the story. The scene or scheme that Ultron is trying to pull off is the Crimson Cow for the first part. Yep. It just says Claw's mysterious red hooded employer is really the genocidal android Ultron. Oh, might as well stop shuffling for a little bit here anyways, because the setup on the scheme here actually says put the Ultron drones environment into play. Shuffle the encounter deck. Advance to stage 1B. Alright. What is it I'm looking for? Ultron drones environment. I was looking for one that said Ultron drones. Nope, Ultron drones environment. Alright, so it says I put that into play, which is basically an environment. And it says each face down drone minion engaged with a player has a base scheme of 1, a base attack of 1, and a base hit point of 1. Force response: after a face down drone minion is defeated, place that card in its owner's discard pile. I've played against Ultron once. It's been a bit. Actually, it's almost been a year, probably a little bit more than a year. If I remember right, he makes drones, which basically takes the cards off the top of your deck and then they play face down. So it looks like basically, yeah, they're just going to be eaten through my deck, which of course makes me have to basically do more encounters as I shuffle through my deck more often and whatnot. Oh, let's see if I built this to be able to take care of a lot of minions, because that's what I got a feeling we're going to be dealing with. Alright. Said advance this to stage 1B. Yep. Alright. Says Ultron is using the components Claw delivered in order to build an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play, face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Yep, that's what I figured. So this is engaged with me. I'm just going to put it up here. Normally when a minion is engaged with you, it engages and goes in front of you. Since I'm playing solo, we're just going to put all the bad guy stuff over in one area. So that's all the setup. So what we're going to be doing is basically, this is a game of I have 12 hit points. And I am trying to knock out Ultron once, and he starts with 17 hit points. And then when I knock him out that time, he's going to go to a level 2, and we'll do all the stuff on his card then. He'll get some hit points, and I have to knock him out again. If I knock him out both times, I win. He wins if he can manage to knock out my 12 hit points, or he can pull off his scheme. Now, this scheme is the top scheme, but he's got 3 schemes he's going to, and it's when he gets to his 3rd scheme, if he pulls that one off, he wins. And the way he pulls off his scheme is when he gets enough threat equal to the number of players that it shows there. So here it's saying 3 threat per number of players. So that means when there's 3 threat on this scheme, we progress to the 2nd scheme. And we'll see where that goes from there. Don't really remember much about that, so this should get really interesting. But for now, we have Ultron on us, and we have a drone on us. So the way this works is we go into my phase, and we just do actions. There's a lot of little things we will do as actions. I'll try to go through them if this is your first time watching. That way you can kind of carry over and understand what's going on. But I'll pretty much go through the main players phase once, as if teaching, then go through the bad guys, and then after that I kind of just go back and forth. Alright, so the way the game works is every card has a cost unless it is a resource card that can be used for resources only. If you want to play said cost card, you have to discard enough resources, which are shown at the bottom, to basically pay that cost. And then when you discard the card, that gives you the resources to pay for that cost. So in this case, I want to play the Helicarrier, which costs 3. So, well, actually, before I do that, basically, one of your actions can be, you can switch, right now I'm in Alter Ego form. You can switch from Alter Ego form to a hero form, or vice versa back to Alter Ego, or in this case with the fold out, I can go from Alter Ego to this hero form, or this hero form, or from this hero form to this hero form, and however I want to. But you're going to do that once per round. In this case, I am going to flip to this hero form, which is Ant-Man Avenger Tiny. And what I like about Ant-Man is no matter which form you go into, he don't really have an ability that you can just activate. His is just a responsibility for transforming into these other forms. This one allows me to remove 1 threat from a scheme. There's no threat on the scheme, so there's nothing to remove. But that switches me to hero form. Now I'm going to play the Helicarrier I wanted to play earlier. And I'm going to use these 3 cards, notice 3 resources, to do it. This one has a unique ability, and it says as a hero response that after I spin this card, heal 2 damage from my hero if I'm in giant form, or draw a card if I'm in tiny hero form. I am in tiny hero form, so since I use that to do this, I get to draw a card. So I draw lead from the front. But now Helicarrier comes into play. And Helicarrier is a support, which means it is a card that will stay in play and I can use it basically like kind of like an ongoing effect. So in this case, it is an action that I can exhaust this to choose a player and to reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays this phase by 1. So we'll just put that into play. And we're going to go ahead and use it immediately. So the next card I play is reduced by 1. I want to play Army of Ants. It costs 1, so that makes it 0. And this is another support that basically as a hero action, if I am in tiny form, I can exhaust Army of Ants to deal 1 damage to an enemy. So my next action will be using this hero action. And it says hero action, so I have to be in hero form, which I am in. So I will exhaust this. And I am in tiny form, which I had to be to do this, to deal 1 damage to an enemy. I'm going to do 1 damage to this drone, since it only has 1 hit point. And then it says, after it's defeated, to put it in the owner's discard pile. It was my squirrel girl. Well, that's rude. Okay, I've never actually got to use that card. I wanted to try it out. Another action that you could do with your hero is you can exhaust them to do the basic actions that are on the left side here, which is to thwart, attack, or defend. If I exhaust them to thwart, then whatever number is there, that's how much I get to remove threat-wise from the scheme. There's none there, so that's of course not what I'm going to do. Or if I'm going to attack a minion or villain, that is how much damage I do to them. And defense is that if I'm being attacked, I can exhaust them to defend to reduce the damage of the attack by that number. In this case, I'm going to exhaust Ant-Man to attack Ultron for 1 damage. Now I'm going to bring out Ant-Man. He has a unique thing because he's 0 to bring out, but he gets +1 hit point for every PIM counter on him. And when Ant-Man enters play, place 1 PIM counter on him for each resource you overpaid for Ant-Man's cost. So basically, it's how much resources I put towards him. I'm going to put 2 towards him. So he's going to end up with 2 hit points. And the way allies work is they come out and they act like the hero where they can attack or thwart. The only difference is they have little stars underneath each of those abilities. And whenever they do them, they take that much consequential damage for doing that. So in this case, he gets the 2 hit points and comes into play. And I'm going to go ahead and exhaust him to have him attack Ultron for 2 damage. And then he takes 1 consequential damage. After that, I am all out of cards in hand. I have no other actions I want to do here. So we move to the next phase, which is I can discard as many cards as I want to. And then after I discard or keep, I draw up to whatever it says my hand size, current hand size is. In this case, it says my current hand size is 5. I have none in hand, so I draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After I draw, I unexhaust or ready all the stuff in my play area. And then we move to the bad guy turn. The first thing that happens with the bad guy turn is they add a number of threat equal to the escalation counter or escalation symbol it shows here. It says to add 1 threat per player. There's only 1 player because it's solo, so it adds 1. And then if it ever has 3 threat per player, which is 3, then we move to the next scheme. So in this case, the threat got added. Next, we go to the villain's turn, and they are either going to scheme or attack, and it depends on what form I am in as to what they do. If I am in alter ego form, they will scheme and add threat to the scheme. If I am in hero form, they will attack me. Here it shows a little star next to attack, which means he has something down here we need to read. And it says, force response, after Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down engaged with you as a drone. So every time he attacks me, I have to basically put a drone into play or help him to progress his scheme. Rude. He is going to attack me, but it says after he attacks me. So first I need to decide if I'm going to defend this attack or not. In this case, I will defend, so it will reduce the damage that he does to me by 2. So he is going to attack for 2, and what they do when they are attacking or scheming is they flip over the top card here, and all we're looking at is the bottom here, in this case here, and if it's this little upside down triangle, kind of like that, that's from my nemesis, so I thought I'd just show it, then that adds to his attack. If it is a symbol like this, it means we have to go read the card and we have to read below the line. So in this case, it is a boost, so it's something that happens. So it says, take 1 damage, then give this enemy another boost card. Boo. So I take 1 damage. And then we give him another boost card. 3. So he's going to do 3 plus 2, so 5 damage. So 5 minus my 2 defense means I take 3 damage. Taking me to 8. Okay. Now, we deal each person 1 card off the top of the Nemesis deck. This is called the encounter phase. And then after each person has dealt 1 card, we have to encounter the cards we were dealt. So in this case, I am dealt another side scheme. And what a side scheme is, it's going to get this much threat on there. And this stays in play doing stuff, which in this case adds more threat to the scheme, to the main scheme. And then when revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play, face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Place 1 threat here for each drone minion in play. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I forgot the forced response he did here, which was to put a drone into play. And then now it puts another drone into play. So I have 2. Oh my goodness. I think this is what I do remember, is you want to be able to take care of a lot of little drones. And then it's going to add a threat per drone. So it's going to have 6 threat on here. And then like I said, what this symbol means, it's like a +1 to that. So that means at the beginning of the next villain turn, it's going to add 1, 2 to the main scheme, which will make it progress. Unless I get rid of that or get rid of that. After playing the encounter card, we go to the back to the beginning of my turn, and that's how it goes, back and forth until one of the conditions are met. Either I'm gone or he's gone. Just gonna look at this real fast. 1 thwart, 3 attack. Ugh. I don't see any way to get rid of that drone factory. But one thing I can do is let's go ahead and I am in tiny form, so I will exhaust the army of ants to have them do 1 damage and take out a drone, which was one of my giant stomps. I'm going to exhaust the helicarrier to make the next card reduced by 1, so this makes it 0 to put out another army of ants. And I'm going to exhaust that army of ants to do another damage, which was my Avengers Mansion. Take out the other drone. Actually, I have another plan in mind. It's not what I wanted to do, but I think it's what I have to do. So I'm going to try to bring out Wasp here. I'm going to discard these 3 cards. I've got another Pym Particles here. I am in tiny hero form, so it will let me draw a card for doing that, which is Hawkeye. He will be really good if I can get him out against the drones. So, but that brings Wasp into play. Oh yeah, forgot. She has a hero response. Says, after Wasp enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy if I am in giant form, or remove 2 threat from a scheme if I am tiny. Since I am tiny, I remove 2 threat. I'm going to have Ant-Man, Hank Pym Ant-Man, thwart the scheme to get rid of another 2 threat, but he is KO'd because of the consequential damage. And then I'll have Wasp thwart the scheme and take out the drone factory, but then she takes a consequential damage. So I was hoping to bring her out later, and I was going to switch back and forth Ant-Man and get rid of, yeah, well, that didn't happen. Let's see if that was a better play. I don't know. I have no other actions I want to do. I want to keep this one card because I want to keep Hawkeye and get him out. Let me look at something again. Ugh, it makes my hand size terrible. It's going to make my hand size terrible, but I'm actually going to use my action to switch to giant form, which will do a damage to Ultron. Then I'm going to go to the end of my turn. I'm going to keep this one card. So my hand size, I draw up to my hand size, which is only 4. So I draw 3. We get Hive Mind, another Army of Ants, and Giant Strength. Well, maybe Army of Ants will be good against this, actually. All right, we unexhaust everything. We add a threat to the scheme. He is going to attack me. I will defend. So he's going to do 2, and it's another boost ability. It's a boost to choose to either spend a physical resource or put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone minion. Do I have a physical resource? I'm going to allow the drone to go. Oh, it's going to go through my deck. Yeah, I'll allow the drone to go into play against me. All right, so he just does 2, -3, does no damage, but he puts another drone into play against me. Now we go to the encounter phase. Kang's Chosen. It's a treachery. Oh, man. I didn't have any response to that. I do not. So it's got Incite 1, which means right off the bat, it's going to add 1 to the threat, which is going to progress the scheme. Says when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck till a temporal minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. So I'm also going to get another minion against me. Cool. So a lot of stuff's going on right now. We'll finish out this card first. So we're going to get a temporal minion against us. So it's a minion, but it's not temporal. I'm assuming it's got to be one of those. Yep, there he is. I was going to say it's got to be one of those Anachronauts. So we get Death Hunt 9000. He has Toughness and Villainous. Because see, we haven't gotten to it yet, but when minions attack, they basically they just do their damage. They don't get the boost card like a villain does. Villainous means he will get a boost card to add to his thing, and he has 6 hit points. So he's going to be a big boy to take out. He also has Toughness. What Toughness is he gets this little card, and the first time he would take damage, it just gets rid of this card and reduces all the damage to 0. So that's where my Army of Ants is going to come in good to get rid of Toughness is, but I also need to get rid of those. I got a lot of problems I need to take care of. But now, this scheme progresses, so it's got 3 threat. So it progresses, and then we go to Assault on NORAD. And it says, as you pursue Ultron, you receive a distress call from the North American Aerospace Defense Command in Colorado. They are besieged by an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Then advances to stage 2B. Assault on NORAD. If Ultron gains control of NORAD, he will... Sorry, camera did something weird. If Ultron gains control of NORAD, he will have access to the United States Ballistic Missile Command. Forced response, after placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or put the top card of their deck into play face down as another drone. Sounds fun, let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, a lot of things just happened. So let's move back to the start of my turn. I'm going to tap the Helicarrier to make my next card 1 less. I'm going to try to play Hawkeye. I will pay the 2 resources to bring Hawkeye out. Hawkeye gets 4 arrows added to him. And then after a minion enters play, I can remove 1 arrow counter to do 2 damage to that minion. 1 turn too late, but yeah, let's do it anyways. There's his, well, we'll just go ahead and single these out. I'm going to tap the army of ants, take out a drone, which was one of my powers of leadership. I'm going to tap the other army of ants, take out a drone. Actually, I'm going to take out a drone with it. Yeah. Take out a drone. Oh, wait. Can't do that. Oh. I was going to switch to alter ego, but I have to if I want to be able to do this. So we will be switching to tiny form so that all that happened, basically. Get rid of my other Hawkeye. Or another Hawkeye. It's the Kate Bishop one. Yeah, when I switch to this, he can remove a threat from a scheme. There's no threat on the scheme, so that's the reason I didn't really want to switch to it this turn. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I forgot I have Wasp here and she can start doing some stuff. I'm actually going to do the 1 damage to Death Hunt to get rid of the Tough. Oh, that's game state change. I know what that card is, but ain't like me knowing what that card is going to help me any. I'm attacking with Wasp on Death Hunt. She takes her consequential damage. I will exhaust Hawkeye. Do another damage to Death Hunt. Oh, forgot to put his hit points on there. He would take 1 consequential, which will leave him at 2 hit points. Alright, I want to keep the 1 card in hand, which is another army of ants, which looks like it's kind of helping me this game. So we draw up to our hand size of 5, so I draw 4 new cards. This is the new one I added from the Quicksilver deck, which might come back to help me actually. Resize, Ant-Man's helmet, and Nick Fury. And on allies, I didn't mention it earlier, you are limited to only 3 allies. Alright, we unexhaust. We add a threat to the scheme. After we do that, it has a forced response. I have to choose to either add 2 more threat or put another drone into play. I will put another drone into play. Alright, he's going to attack me. I will defend. He does 2, 3, 4, minus 2, so he does 2 damage to me. He attacks, he puts a drone into play. Hawkeye has a response. When a minion comes into play, I can remove a counter, do 2 damage to the minion. Now we do the encounter. So he attacked, but we got all the minions that have to do stuff now. And the only reason that makes a difference is, and I don't like what I saw there, is because now he attacks. Now normally he would just do 1 scheme or 1 attack. In this case, I'm in hero form, he'd do 1 attack. But he gets that top card. And unless I'm going to throw it on one of my allies, Wasp will block for me with Death Hunt. So he's going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's what I thought I saw, but I couldn't remember. And I really didn't want to play with it, but 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Yeah. So Wasp gets KO'd. Now each of the drones are attacking. Hawkeye will block one of the drones, which is just going to do a damage to Hawkeye. And then the other 2 drones are going to do a damage each to me. 5, 4. That did not go well. I should have added the threat there. Just did not think that through. Now we do the encounter phase, which is, oh yay, another minion. She has quick strike, which means she gets to attack immediately. First off, she comes into play. So Hawkeye's going to remove this to do 2 damage to her, putting her at 3. And then she does 2 damage to me because I cannot defend it. Oh my goodness, things are getting out of hand real fast here. Now we go back to the beginning of my turn. I'm not going to take it back, but I think I did. I think I could have shot another one with Hawkeye. Yeah, because I didn't put the 2 threat there. So the drone came out. Hawkeye shot it and killed it. when Ultron came out or attacked, he put another drone into play. Yeah, I'm taking things back. Yep, that's me doing it. So I'm taking that hit point back because Hawkeye would have shot that other drone. Still not looking good for me. That's a lot of damage and I can't really afford to take it. I'm going to use my helicarrier to make the next card I play reduced by 1, which will be Ant-Man's helmet. So I need to pay 2. This would have healed me, but I think it's going to heal me more by putting out Ant-Man's helmet, which is an upgrade, which is kind of like the supports, except they attach to a person. So I'm going to be attaching it to Ant-Man. And now it just gives me, now when I go to giant form, I heal. And when I go to tiny form, I draw a card. All right, we're in ant form, so we're just going to go ahead, our tiny form, so we're going to go ahead and just do the army of ants twice. He has potential to do more damage, so we'll take him down to 1. We're going to play Resize. It's a 0 cost hero action. Change to my other hero form and then draw a card. So I change to my other hero form, which allows me to do 1 damage to an enemy, so I'll take out Death Hunt. Then I draw a card. Hoping for something I could use this round. Oh, I forgot I had the response of when I changed to giant hero form to heal 2 damage from my hero. So, go back to 5. And then we're going to go ahead and switch to my alter ego form. It says as a response, time to unwind, I get to heal for 1. And then I am done, so I draw up to my hand size of 6. I'm keeping 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Unexhaust. We had 1 threat to the scheme. He won't be attacking me this time, so I will choose to put the drone into play. Hawkeye removes his last arrow to shoot the drone. Now we go to Ultron. He's going to scheme for 4. Because they add 2, 3, 4 scheme. Finishes off that. So it progresses to the next stage, which is Countdown to Oblivion. Ultron has seized control of NORAD. It's only a matter of time before he overcomes the command, safeguards, and launches the nuclear arsenal. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play, face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Alright, switch to 3B. And it's up to you to save the world from nuclear Armageddon. Threat cannot be removed from this scheme. Think that ties it up, because I don't see myself being able to do 13 damage to Ultron. And I'm assuming he's going to have more than 17, but we'll play it out. Man. Thought I felt safe going to Scott Lang. I knew I shouldn't have. I could have taken the damage, but well, that's just the way it goes. And then we still have the encounter we have to do, which is Program Transmitter. Attached to Ultron, he has a forced responsive. After Ultron schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme. Hero action, I can exhaust my hero and spend 2 of that mental resource to discard this card. So he's just going to be able to scheme. So I'm not going to be able to really go back to Scott Lang form. But it don't matter. We got to take care of this stuff now. All right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to switch to giant form, because I do that to get to do 1 damage to an enemy. I'm going to do it to her, even though I know I need to take out Ultron. When I switch to that also, my Ant-Man's helmet lets me heal for 2. Going to make the next card I play one cheaper. It's going to be Giant Stomp. So it's one cheaper. I'll discard these 2 cards. What it does 1 damage to each minion. Then I deal 8 damage to an enemy. So boom, boom, boom. Takes out all these drones. Does 1 to Terminatrix. And then 8 damage to Ultron. Taking him to 5. I'll bring out US Agent. I'm going to play this, which since US Agent is a leadership, makes this count as 2. And then there's the 3rd resource. He has 5 hit points. Ant-Man's going to attack Ultron. Doing 3, taking him down to 2. Hawkeye is going to attack Ultron for 1. Consequential KOs him. US Agent is going to attack Ultron for 1. KO and Ultron. Consequential damage. Alright. Take out Phase 1 Ultron. He gets 22 hit points. How do I always do this backwards? There we go. So I can do 22. If I can get another one of those giant stomps, that'd be great. And then all he has is a forced interrupt, which is the same as what he had before, where every time he attacks, he puts another drone into play. Alright, I have no other cards to do, so we unexhaust. Draw to my hand size of 4. Adds a threat to the scheme. Ultron is going to attack me. I'm just going to take the damage. So 2, 3, 4. Puts a drone into play. She's going to attack. I will block with US Agent, or defend, I should say, with US Agent. So he will take 2 damage. But he has Retaliate 1, which means it'll KO her. Then we go to the encounter phase. When revealed, choose to either spend 2 resources of any type or give the villain 1 face-down boost card. It's kind of what I figured it meant, but I had to definitely look that up. What it means is he gets this boost card, and the next time he does something, he adds that boost card, including the other boost card. So, I kind of figured that's the only way I could see that working, but I was like, I'm not sure. Let's look this up. All right. Yeah, we go to the beginning of my turn now. Man, I got to really start piling on damage. We're going to have Ant-Man attack Ultron for 3, taking him to 19. We're going to play All for 1, discarding Strength for that. It deals 3 damage, and then if I had more Avengers, I could tap them to do more damage. I do not, so just 3 damage. I'm actually going to switch to Tiny Form. Oh, I'm still... No, untapped, yeah. Switch to Tiny Form. When I do that, I normally get to remove a threat. Threat cannot be removed from Countdown to Oblivion, so... let's go ahead and do 1 damage. We'll just go ahead and do 2 damage to Ultron with Army of Ants. Tapping both of them. Oh, forgot also, another response from Ant-Man's Helm is after I change to Tiny Form, I get to draw a card. I will tap Helicarrier to make my next card cost 1 cheaper. and bring out to do all for one. I will discard Teamwork for one. Do all for one. I do 3 damage. Plus, if I have more to tap, I would, but I don't. So it takes him down to 11. So it took half his health. Wonder if we can do the same thing next turn. We will see. So I'm at the end of my turn. I'm going to go ahead and discard. I have no cards in hand, so I will draw 5. I will draw... That shouldn't even be in my deck. I hate that character so much. I think somebody as a joke threw that in my deck, knowing I hate that character. I don't even know what he does. I'm going to have to read him. I guess if it helps me win, but even then, I hate that character so much, I don't know if I will actually add... I think I'd rather take the loss. It's an old story. It comes from the role-playing game. The DM of that role-playing game made me despise that character so much that, I can't even think right now. Can't believe that's in my deck. Damn you, Jesse. Do I take the win? I guess I can read him. He might not even do anything good. That'd be good. I can just use him for a resource. Before we progress, I just realized, yeah, he'll be putting another drone into play. Yeah, he's going to put another drone into play, so I can't... I was thinking this drone could just be blocked by U.S. Agent, and that'll be fine. I think one of these Army of Ants where I'd done the damage to Ultron. Instead, I'm going to do the damage to the drone. Alright. Draw my cards. 2, 3... and 4. We unexhaust. We add a threat to the scheme. Alright, so Ultron's going to attack me. Yeah, I think I got to go with the safe bet here. That's going to be a big hit. So, U.S. Agent is going to defend. Alright. So it puts a drone into play, and then he gets +1 attack for each drone that is in play. So he's going to get 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so it's a good thing I threw US 6. Yep, it's a good thing I threw US Agent out there. He's KO'd. Now he has Retaliate 1, so he's going to at least do 1 back to Ultron. I don't know, I just put it back in the same spot. Well, I would have been KO'd if I... Oh, man. Yeah, now that got ugly real fast. Oh, we're not done. The drone's going to attack me. I'll take 1. And then encounter... What is this? Invasive AI. It's a side scheme. 3 threat per person. Each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. And in the future, I have to do 2 encounters. So if I can't knock him out this turn, this is going to get real ugly real fast. Oh, I got to discard top 3 cards of my deck. So, oh no. Man, they don't want me touching that squirrel girl. So we're back to the beginning of my turn. Oh my god, I can't believe once again he is still in my deck. And he is good. I can win this, but I have to play a character I really, really hate. I really, really hate this character. Oh, actually, can I do that still? Oh, actually, I might not be able to. No, I wouldn't be able to do his thing anyways. Ha! I lose! Wait, no. Alright, so when I switch to his form, he's going to do a damage. So that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think I figured this out. Alright, good. I think I figured it out, and I don't have to use vision. I might have actually won. Alright, let's do this in the right order. Let's do double army advance. Since I'm in tiny form. Take Ultron down to 9. Let's use Helicarrier to make my next card 1 cheaper. I'm going to bring out Giant Strength, which says as a hero response, when I switch to Giant Hero form, I get +1 attack. Let's switch to Giant form, which is going to heal me for 2. Going to give me +1 attack. And after changing his form, deal 1 damage to any enemy. So I'll do 1 damage to Ultron, taking him to 8. I will swing at Ultron for 4. Taking him to 4. I will play Wasp. I need 3. Yeah, let's get rid of that vision. 3. To bring out Wasp. She has 3 hit points, and it says hero response after Wasp enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy if you are in giant form. I am in giant form. Oh wait, these guys didn't have guard or anything, right? If these guys had guard, I've been cheating the whole game, and we'll just call it a loss. Okay, no, they don't. Alright. This only when he schemes, right? After Ultron schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then Wasp attacks Ultron, doing 2 damage to Ultron, knocking him out. Alright, yeah. Yay, I win. I like the deck. I see some changes they make. I know what needs to be taken out. I don't know, man. He's pretty good. I have to really think of how much I really hate that character. Because that's a pretty good ability. But yeah, I had to take back that one thing. It was a little... But like I said, I always look at it as long as game state hasn't changed. But yeah, maybe a dirty win because of that one take backsies. But all in all, I kind of like the deck still. I like the versatility of just switching forms, getting to do something instead of just having an action. I like that a lot. And just trying to figure out if I switch to this, switch to this, switch to this. And then especially, it looks like some of his upgrades, you get some of his upgrades. Some of those switches can be really good. But, it was cool. We defeated Ultron. I remembered how annoying he was. He is very, very annoying. But, cool. Well, thank you for joining me here. Have a great day.